You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, 'cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, 'cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child.
Howdy, folks. I am at the storage unit, just like the title says, and I'm just going to work on stuff until people want to come up and chat. If you want to talk about what's going on today, or just want to talk about some nerdy stuff, I did finally watch Daredevil Born Again, and if you want to talk about that, we can, because kind of seeing some parallels. Wasn't even paying attention. I'm cooking, not going to join. You can still cook and join. And tell me, Elihu, I got a little fan going to try to keep myself a little bit cool. Tell me if it's too loud in the microphone or the phone. Because if it is, I'll adjust things or I'll move it. I don't know if I can turn it off. I was literally dripping sweat just getting stuff ready. All right, Elihu says the sounds good. So, Elihu, did you go to any of the protests? Because I didn't. Not that I didn't want to, more of certain areas were already horrendously, the parking would have been horrendous, and I didn't want to deal with that. So, but I know I put the link up, so if anyone wants to come up. Also, I do have a couple new mugs. Maybe I'll use one on this stream, because I did bring one of my favorite energy drinks. And I can just pour it into there and drink it. Otherwise, you guys are just going to watch me clean up and take pictures of stuff I'm going to be posting to the store soon. I've been doing okay with these, the Black Series Star Wars figures. This is one of the ones from Skeleton Crew. The Fern. So that's the love interest, the girl. For the one that ends up being the captain, I believe. I'm also gonna. That was one of the ones I already did. The Legacy United. If you don't know anything about these guys, the reason it looks all kind of weird, like a weird rocky helicopter, is because if you know your toy history, there was GoBots, and the second iteration of GoBots was the Rock Lords. That was the bad guys. So you had the GoBots versus the Rock Lords, and they just were robots that turned into rocks. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Hasbro ended up buying Tonka, which owned GoBots. So now GoBots is owned, or Hasbro owns both Transformers and GoBots. So for some of the stuff that they've been doing for the Legacy stuff, which is now going to be, they're changing it from Legacy again. But they did some Rock Lords, and that's what they're supposed to symbolize, is the evil rock lords. They call it the Infernac universe. And they have some of the names for the characters. So I got a loose one that I was going to throw in with it that I picked up a while ago, real cheap. See if I can find it. Well, it's either here or down there. And I can't even open that drawer. I'll find it once I move some stuff. Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can move. Ooh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. There we go. Yeah, this is supposed to be like a motorcycle one. As I said, it's a loose figure, but I'm going to bundle it with that guy. Let's see if I can get him to sell. Big ass Master Chief coffee mug. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. My phone wants to go to sleep. Like it's not doing anything, and it's doing StreamYards. It doesn't do that when I'm streaming in the mornings. Why is it doing it now? See what I mean? I literally just dripped sweat onto my glasses. What's wrong with my phone? I'd stream from the laptop, but that thing dies quicker than Optimus Prime in a movie. Well, if you want to come up, come on up. We can say hi. Close up. Oh, I'm boring my phone to sleep. Well, that's because no one's up here and I'm just talking to myself. Well, I'm cleaning a coffee mug. Alrighty. Also, if anyone wants to talk about it, what are you guys doing for Father's Day? How you doing, PC? Come on up if you want to. Otherwise, it's just going to be me cleaning and talking to myself. Flu, COVID, the common cold. What you got? Or is it something more exotic? Mild flu. Well, at least it's mild. I probably should have showed you guys what this looked like first, or else maybe then you wouldn't have bought it though. Alrighty. How you doing, PC?
Blah.
Were you trying to say kapla, or did you hawk up a hairball?
Blah. That's right.
We'll see, Night Breeze. As of right now, every single one of my kids is complaining about having to see me at all on Father's Day. So, I like the mug, though. I'm going to throw it in. I'm going to probably combine it with one of the blankets I got on this site. So what are you doing for Father's Day, PC?
Taking it easy, probably.
Do you even? I don't even know. Do you have kids?
One.
Did you say one?
Yeah, one.
Oh, okay. I had one. Now I've got more. Yeah, this is one of the other ones. It's a color change one. It's or it's backwards, but it says I only snap before coffee, and it's the 5 infinity stones. And when you pour coffee in there, a hot beverage, the gauntlet appears.
Okay. So when does the Tijuana game swap get opened up?
Well, I do ship internationally, so.
Oh, okay.
But one of the vile children was supposed to be helping me here today, but she decided, or not she, but she promised one of her sisters that she'd babysit my son.
Okay.
So now it's just me on my lonesome.
You go further south than TJ usually, or not?
Say that again?
When you go into Mexico, do you go south?
Yeah.
South from TJ, or no?
No, she actually only lives like a mile from the Otay Mesa border crossing.
Mesa, Arizona?
No, it's San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't bring them both because my son's mom has grounded my son. He's not allowed to go anywhere, including with me.
Okay.
And that's because he's misbehaving, doing things he shouldn't.
Okay.
Let's see if I can remember how to transform this guy.
There's a Mesa in Mexico or something.
Otay Mesa? No, that's Otay. There's Otay on the U.S. side and there's Otay on the Mexican side. They're both TJ though. Well, no, I'd say one is unincorporated area of San Diego. The other one is unincorporated area of TJ, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. So they, I'm guessing not on the coast, but eastern more.
A little bit east. I mean, it's a short drive to the playas, the beach.
Right.
So it's not like if you wanted to, it wouldn't take you very long.
Okay. Gotcha.
I know I can figure out this guy's transformation without having to look it back up.
So, what's the exchange rate currently for dollar versus dinero, I guess?
Oh, let's see. Right now you get about 22 to 25 pesos per dollar.
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Vile could easily correct me on that because she knows the exact rate. But it's, the thing is, it's not just a single place, or it's not just a single rate. You go to one place and it's the same thing. It's different. Like you can go on the same street. There'll be two different shops with different exchange rates.
Right. Yeah, of course.
So
does TJ accept dollars or no?
A lot of places in TJ accept dollars.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I can easily use my credit cards down there too. There's no, I mean, heck, because of some of the deals between the credit card companies, I can use my credit card down in TJ and they don't even charge me a fee or anything. It's just the same rate as I would here.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Whereas if I were to try to use an ATM down there for my credit union, my credit union would charge me like $5 just to use the ATM down there.
Okay. And then you said you've crossed into Mexico from Arizona as well sometimes?
Not recently.
Oh, okay.
I have in the past, but that was like 10 years ago.
Okay. So TJ is your number one stop, basically.
Yeah, but it's just for Mrs. Vile. I used to go down there a lot more often when I was a teenager and stuff because, pre 9/11, you could just walk across the border, no passport, no nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's how I got across.
So I used to go down there. I'd literally get out of school. Me and some friends would take the trolley down to the border, walk across, go to a bar, drink to our heart's content, and then walk right back across the border. There was nothing stopping you back then.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have a passport, right?
Well, now you either need a passport or if you're driving across, all you need is a state ID. But if you're walking across, you need a passport.
That's weird. But I guess if you get out of your vehicle, then you need a passport, right? Or not?
Well, passport would make things easier. Yeah. Unfortunately, due to certain issues, I can't get my passport right now.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
It's still a stupid reason.
Yeah, I hear you. Nobody going crazy in San Diego like they are in LA, I'm guessing.
The only ones going crazy are the actual people, or the actual ICE. The secret police, the brown shirts.
Okay. So people are not protesting there as much.
Oh, they're definitely protesting here.
Oh, okay.
But the big protest today, the No King's Day thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
By population statistics, they're already saying this might be the largest protest in the United States ever by population. Because I think it was 0.5% of the entire U.S. population is out protesting right now.
Yeah.
And you might think, well, that's just 0.5%. But when you think about it, 350 million people, that's a shit ton of people.
Yeah. Well, 1% would be 350,000. So, yeah. Yeah. Guess you heard about the Minnesota thing, right?
Oh, yeah. All over my feed.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of prevented myself from jumping down other people's throats, being like, don't accuse anyone of anything. Wait till the facts come out.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's already quick to blame the other side. And it's like, you don't even know what it was yet. Okay. You don't know the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we can, odds are it's one thing doesn't mean it actually is that yet. And I hate being the voice of reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So does what's it called? International or national city? What is it? What's the name of it?
Well, there's one here called National City. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. National city. Is that still nothing but a row of car dealerships on both sides, basically?
Well, there is a area called the Mile of Cars, which is funny because when they called it the Mile of Cars, they were trying to be optimistic because they only had like 4 dealerships at the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't quite a mile. Now, because of the size, dealerships just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
I think it's now like 3 or 4 miles of cars.
Yeah. Okay. So it's obviously still there then.
Oh yeah, and it's huge. I mean, if you go down there, they have like the streets are actually painted for the Mile of Cars. Like all the crosswalks are checkered patterns, kind of like the NASCAR flag.
Okay.
The bike lanes are these like a special greenish color.
Yeah. So does so who's going to be your next governor?
I don't know, because the way things are going, he might end up becoming president, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, he's definitely going to run.
And the more things happen, the more it's going to be like he just handed the keys to the presidency.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not a huge Gavin Newsom fan. I don't think he's that great of a person.
So
he's a great politician, but he's not a great person all the time. You know what I mean?
So you think it'll be Kamala then?
No, I still think this country is a little too sexist to get a female person.
No, not as president.
Someone of the female persuasion into office.
No, yeah, no, I meant as governor, not as president.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a DA becoming governor. Granted, I didn't know how I felt about her becoming president either, but I still voted for her.
Because what he cannot stay governor anymore, basically.
No, if you're running for president, you kind of got to drop out.
Yeah, or is it 2 terms and that's it, basically, or what?
You know what? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know if we have a 2-term limit or not.
Okay, because ain't this his second term or no?
I would assume it's at least his second term based on how many times they've tried to recall him. I think that he's recall election on him 3 times, I believe so. And each time it's failed. Like they got enough signatures for the ballot to put it on the ballot, but once it was voted on, it was, most people were like, no.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Skeleton Crew, also got the Jod Nawood.
Yeah, I get.
Was that really his character's name? Jod Nawood?
I found the most recent figure I bought was the Andor TIE Signer test pilot figure.
Ah.
Or something like that. whatever it's called. It's
I haven't seen one of those yet.
he's in a box, and it's bigger than that one that you just showed.
Oh, that's part of the vintage collection. That's a much smaller type of figure.
Yeah, the one you showed those run what, about $10 or whatever, and the other ones run like 20 or whatever, something like that. Yeah, I found that, so I thought, hey, that looks cool. And there was only one there, so I'm guessing it's going to be a rare one.
So, tell me, have you watched Daredevil Born Again?
No, I didn't watch it yet. There's so much stuff I gotta watch and catch up on. I did watch.
Oh, I get it. I get you there. I finally finished watching it literally this morning.
Okay.
And let me see if I can explain to you the basic plot line. Okay.
Okay.
Daredevil's main antagonist is the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, right?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, Wilson Fisk is a known criminal who runs for mayor of New York on a platform of protecting the citizenry by arresting people he's labeled as criminals and empowering a special police force to arrest those people, but they spend most of their time arresting and killing innocent people. Don't you see some parallels to what's going on today?
That sounds eerily familiar.
I know. I'm like, really? You're kidding me.
Light some police cars on fire and drop some cement cinders from the highway and whatever.
But what's funny is, the criminals that he's going after are vigilantes. And generally speaking, yes, vigilantes, being a vigilante is illegal, at least in the real world, right?
Well, yeah, depending on what part of the world you're in, yes.
Well, we're talking about the United States and specifically New York.
Okay.
So,
well, New York, there's all kinds of vigilantes.
like, you can, legally speaking, you can do a citizen's arrest on somebody.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to jail, don't have charges pressed against them, they're not gonna. You're not gonna. You can get sued for it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about being a vigilante, is you're doing it in such a way where you won't get sued, or you will get won't get sued because no one knows your identity. Well, as an outside observer for the show, we know that the vigilantes are the good guys. Daredevil, Spider-Man, Iron Man. We know that these are heroes, but they're good people doing good things. But yes, they're doing stuff to break. They're doing the original thing they're doing is breaking the law, but they're still good people and they're still doing good things. And I can't help but compare it to most of the illegal aliens. Yes, they're mostly good people. They're hardworking. They're doing what they can to help our community. But they are still technically a criminal under that definition. So it's still like the parallels are really spot on for a Disney show that didn't even, was made before or written before.
Yeah. So you don't go to Cozumel or any part of Mexico like that?
No, without a passport, I have to stay within like so many kilometers of the border.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You said you didn't have a passport.
So I'm basically stuck within TJ. Can't really go down to like Ensenada or anything like that.
Okay.
And that's just
Mario.
Yep.
What kind of Mario is that? Oh, it's a cup. Okay. Yeah.
It's a water bottle.
Yeah, bottle. Yeah, there you go.
And I'm just trying to rip off the old price tag because I don't give a crap about those. Well, some of them I care about. This specific one I don't.
Yeah, I got you.
That way I can take pictures of it, put it on the store, try to make some money.
Yep.
So if anyone does see anything they like, let me know and I'll make sure to post it sooner than the others.
Yeah, I did watch that goofy Acolyte Star Wars show.
Did you like the Acolyte?
I thought parts of it were okay.
I kind of felt the same way. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely does not deserve the amount of hate that some people are lobbying at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't think it was like super terrible. You know.
But I mean, there were some people when it first came out that were like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever made. How dare they?
Yeah.
Star Wars is ruined forever." Like, no, it was just the worst thing you could say about it. It was that it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't exactly super crappy either, but there were certain parts of it that were repetitive. Because they kind of did a flashback episode, I think, right as the second to last episode or something like that. And I thought, yeah, that was kind of repetitive in a way.
See, the thing is for me, and I tried to explain this to somebody else. When it comes to the ancillary stuff, the stuff outside the main three trilogies, one of the side stories like Acolyte, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Clone Wars, anything like that, their primary goal is to make Star Wars better. And if they don't, then I consider it a failure. Acolyte made other aspects of Star Wars, specifically the lightsabers turning red, the bleeding of the crystal, that kind of thing. That, because of the way it was handled in that show, it makes the fact that, Kylo Ren's lightsaber being the way it is better. It makes Darth Vader's lightsaber being the way it is better. So, under those circumstances, I think that it succeeded as a good Star Wars, or at least as a average Star Wars show.
Yeah, and then the witches were kind of similar to the Night Sisters and other witches that they had in Star Wars before, in a way,
Yeah, I know some people hated those too, but I'm like, they were already a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't complain about something that already was a thing. I thought I had another one. Sorry, I'm gonna no one's bought the Reese's Pieces mug in a while, or the Reese's mug. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm adding socks. So I'm going to add socks to it and see if someone will buy it now.
Yeah, I'll put an ET. I'll put ET in it, whichever, you know.
I don't have a ET to put on it though.
Yeah, I would. They had. I could have sworn they reissued them maybe about a year or two ago. The ETs, but I didn't get one. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Just look too goofy looking, you know.
I do kind of like the socks though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really simple. It just looks like a little brown and white, brown and orange design, right?
Yeah. Maybe
They're
put some,
the cups. They're the actual peanut butter cups, the same sizes they use too. You know, the small ones, the micro ones, the regular ones.
Yeah.
The one with the bite taken out of it.
Yeah.
That is fucking. That is great. I'm sorry. That is awesome.
Yeah, just add some Reese's cups inside of the socks, and then you got it.
Unfortunately, I can't do food.
Can't do food. Okay, because it'll probably melt anyway. What am I thinking?
No, there's certain rules about selling food on eBay as well as shipping food through the USPS.
Yeah, because people could tamper with it. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when I'm selling something that's used and new along with food.
Yeah.
Then it just looks like something really not good.
Yeah, we'll just spray the socks with the peanut butter flavor spray of some kind, and then people will be going, man, my socks smell like peanut butter. What's up with that? Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll get some Chanel peanut butter number 5.
Yeah, there we go. Yellow dye number 5. Yeah, grab that before it's all they're banning all that kind of junk anyway, so you might as well buy it up or whatever they're doing. You know, yellow dye number 5. Get it while it's before it's totally banned.
Well, yellow 5 is not one of the ones they're banning.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, what is it, red? Was it red?
As someone who's, scientifically minded, some of the stuff that they want to ban, I just don't get. And some of the stuff that they haven't banned yet, I also don't get. Like, some of the stuff should have been banned probably like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you still got some asbestos somewhere in some old house or another, or building.
Oh, probably. When I worked for the law firm I used to work, when I was an office manager for a law firm.
Yeah.
One of our biggest clients were people who had been injured by asbestos.
Okay.
Because there was like a lot of people that did shoddy removal jobs back in the day. They just like, oh, it's bad for us. Well, we'll just tear it out and just in a very poor manner where thousands of people will still get sick, including the people we paid to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. We got that lead paint, and what else? lead pipes. Whatever.
Actually, I kind of made that joke to somebody recently who was asking me a stupid question. I'm not going to say what the question was, but basically my response to them was, and paint chips are delicious.
Mhm. Yep. Gotta love
They
it.
didn't understand what I meant, though.
Yeah. Too much of a millennial to understand, probably. Right?
Yeah, but I am a millennial. I'm
Oh, okay.
halfway
Well,
between
okay.
millennial and Gen Z. But still,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
millennial enough. But it's like I don't understand how stupid other people can be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can be pretty dumb when you think about
Well, there's an old George Carlin quote that I take to heart every single time I deal with someone who's an idiot. And it's 50% of America, or think of how stupid the average American is. Then realize that half of them are stupider than that.
it. Yeah.
And let's see if
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Well, P.G. Barnum was right when he said there's a sucker born every minute,
Oh, and the thing is, they don't stop being a sucker. You can be you might have been born at every minute, but just you don't ever really grow out of it.
Yeah. Well, I hear you.
Sorry, I'm just recording the mug.
Yeah, okay.
So one of the things I can do is actually I think I can show you. Well, let me use the other camera. All right, so I know that's not what I'm talking about. I got my little spinny thing. So it spins the item. I can make a short video with it recording. And oh, did you actually get to see that, or was it just me the entire time?
No, I saw it. I
Okay.
saw it.
So I got a little turntable, it spins, then I can post that video to the eBay thing when I load it up or when I post it. So that's the idea. Make things look all cool. You can keep talking. I'm just
Seeing what's going on.
got to make sure that doesn't get damaged.
Okay.
I'll show you one thing. One of the mugs I picked up because it was funny as all hell, right? At least I thought it was funny. Turns out it's also, worth a couple of bucks, or at least it's worth like 10 times more than I paid for it.
Oh yeah, there you
I thought it was funny.
go.
But yeah, apparently it's actually a collector's item.
Okay. How about that?
Did I take individual pictures of that thing? Right, hold on. Yes, I did. Okay. So let me actually do one of those things too. Sorry. I know this is very exciting television. But mostly, as I said, I just wanted to get stuff, for the store. Figured I'd stream about it too. That way it's not as lonely. And Elihu, why don't you come up? You can't still be cooking.
I don't know. He might be shaking and baking or something, you know? Shake and bake, right?
Yeah, I want to do pork chops tomorrow. Oh, great. I lost one of my lights.
Mm-mm.
I want to go to the park, grill some pork chops, make some mashed potatoes. But apparently all my kids are like, no, we don't want to do that. I swear, what's the point of having kids if they won't eat the food you put in front of them? So what else you doing?
No, not much. Just trying to relax as much as possible, really.
No videos or anything that you're working on?
Occasionally I post, I do like a movie stream and stuff like that.
Well, I have the next Vial review nearly ready to go. It's taken me months to get it done, but that's part of it was because of all the work I was doing. Now that my hours have been cut severely, I've had a lot more time to actually get it done.
Mm.
So it's like 90% done, 95% done at this point.
Okay.
But I think I kind of bit off a little bit more than I could chew with the effects wise. Hey, Daniel, you're free to come up too if you want.
Yeah.
I'd show the other thing on the that I picked up, but I'm sure YouTube would not approve.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to look for that specific mug that I just showed. The one, the one with the eyeballs on it, right?
Yeah. 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 That's how I
All
saw
the
it.
eyeballs, different shapes and sizes of eyeballs.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. I picked up another thing similar to that I'm going to be posting with it.
Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one I don't think YouTube would appreciate.
Yeah, probably not.
Damn it. I need my other knife. Oh. I need one where they're together. No, now the there we go. Yeah, let's just say that the item I can't show you is a cup.
Okay. It's a
It's
cup.
a cup.
It's a cup. All right.
I think I broke my other fan. I got this little fan, but it sucks.
Oh, well.
Oh. I did pick this guy up. I mean, come on. How could I not, right?
Yeah. DK.
Big old DK. Well, not big. Not the biggest I've ever had.
That's what she said.
I literally used that joke in the last two Kinder Egg reviews.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, there you go.
But it's such an easy joke to make because almost anything you say you can put towards it.
Yeah, very much.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm just trying. It's like he's meant to lay down flat. That just looks weird to me. Oh, that is funny. Oh, wait, I got him to sit. Ah, fudge, though. I need to turn the other light on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you're in charge. Don't say anything that'll get me canceled.
Okay. No cancel. No cancel. No cancel, baby.
All right.
Back already?
I just had to walk down the hall to turn on the light. It's a timered light.
Oh, timer light. Hey, not everybody got a timer light.
Just that light too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you were timing those almost perfectly with the way I was taking the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I take a picture of his face, and you go, Take a picture of his tie.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Bum, 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 bum.
Now to try to take pictures of his tags.
Tag her up. Tag her up.
What? But why do they always have to put the tags of stuffed animals near their crotch?
I don't know. That's what I wonder sometimes. It's always by their either that or by their butt or something like that.
It's like almost like they're shitting out a label.
Yeah, pretty much. Pooping out a label. What do you know?
It's like I realize Donkey Kong likes his bananas, but I didn't think he liked that much fiber.
Mm. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Sorry about the close up.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Do you notice something different? I shaved my beard.
Why would you do something like that?
Wow, for Father's Day? Just because of Father's Day?
Just because hey, Positive Gander. Just because I felt like it, maybe.
Oh, you don't like a beard?
I had to, man. No, it was getting too raunchy and terrible, man. It was.
Well,
I reluctantly cut it all off.
To quote a very smart ape, it makes you look less intelligent.
Yeah, the raunchier
That makes me
the
look less intelligent?
Yeah, the raunchier
Are you
the
saying
better.
that? You mean I look less like Dumbledore and more like
Yeah.
Rupert Grint?
No. Planet of the Apes. Dr. Zira says it to Charlton Heston. Because they're also a different species of ape, so they have more hair on their face. So when he shaves, she says you look less intelligent.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was the joke.
Where that was recognized. Okay. That's all right. So what's up, Mike? Everything going all right?
Yeah, I'm just at the storage unit. I'm cleaning up stuff to take pictures of so I can post it. I figured if I'm going to be here sweating my balls off, I might as well, do a live stream so I can chat with people.
Yeah, there you go. So, what's happening? What's happening with Father's Day tomorrow for you, sir?
I'm going to try to barbecue with the kids, but we'll see what happens because apparently none of my kids want to barbecue tomorrow. My son's doesn't, because I want to do mashed potatoes and pork chops, right?
Right. And what's wrong with mashed potatoes and pork chops?
My son says he doesn't like pork except for bacon and ham. One of my youngest daughters says that she doesn't like the texture of pork chops. My middle daughter says that she doesn't like the way I make mashed potatoes.
Oh, no.
And my oldest is, it's really fucking hot, and I don't know if we're gonna have gas money to come down, so we may not come.
Wow.
And I'm just like, y'all killing me.
Yeah.
I really need some hot liquid so I can. I was showing him this one earlier, but when you pour hot liquid in it, the infinity appears around the gems.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
Suzanne's birthday is coming up on Monday, and my parents celebrated their 61st wedding anniversary on Friday the 13th, and then my dad's Father's Day tomorrow, and then like I said that my wife is celebrating her birthday on Monday. So yeah, lots of stuff going on these next few days.
yep.
Yeah, this is the 8th year I've been without my dad now. Well, because he's back.
Steve.
They're back in Arizona. No, he's still alive, but I mean they're back in Arizona, and we have our lives established. Suzanne and I and the cats here in Toronto, so in Canada. So
Yeah, I think my dad passed 5 or 6 years ago at this point.
I'm sorry.
No. It was his own damn fault.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my dad, but he made a bunch of mistakes in his life. Now, he wouldn't count everything that I'm talking about as a mistake. But let's put it this way. When he passed, he had 3 girlfriends and a wife.
So he had 3. Wow, damn. So he had 3 mistresses and 1 wife.
Well, he was separated from my stepmom, who was his 3rd wife, by the way. She lived in California. He lived in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And out of his 3 girlfriends, 2 of them knew about each other, or at least knew about each other. Yeah. The 3rd one didn't know about anybody, and these 2 didn't know about the 3rd one.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a very fun conversation when they all showed up to his house at the same time.
At the same time, right after he died, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that must have been
one
of them. Sadly weekend.
Well, I don't know. None of them would cop to it, but one of them broke into the house before I got there because I had to drive out from California to Texas after he passed.
Right.
And after during that time, one of them broke into the house and stole every single one of my dad's sex toys.
Wow. Did you ever find out who it was?
No. But when I remembered asking one of them specifically if they knew where they were, and they're like, well, how did you know about him? And I'm like, because my dad left me his computer. Yeah. And like, well, what does that mean? All the videos he ever made with all of you are on the computer.
Yeah.
All of them? All of them.
All of them.
And
so you have video evidence. Yeah.
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 And I got video evidence. I had video evidence of some really.
And that is the dumbest thing I've heard of a woman doing is taking all the sex toys, but not knowing that all of that is on video.
Yep.
She should have just went after the computer and destroyed it. But
well, no. I couldn't do that either because the computer was the only place that had a copy of his most up-to-date will.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Suzanne just said, "Do you know where those toys were at? Do you know where they've been?" That's so sick. How can a woman just go in there and steal all the toys?
I think it's because they didn't want people to find. I don't think they want people to find them and be like, "Your dad was into that," and I'm just like, "My dad." Trust me, I knew a lot about my dad beforehand. It's not like.
It's not like any surprise, right? You were just kind of,
As messed up as some of the stuff is, it wasn't a great surprise.
No, yeah. I'm just, as for my dad, I'm just glad that he has made it this far. He's 80 years old, still doesn't look it. But 20 years ago, when he turned 60, he had his first major heart attack. We almost lost him, and he's all right now. He still has the stent that was put in his heart to keep him alive. But the last 20 years, he's been good to his body and everything. And like I said, he just does not look 80 years old. My dad. So
let's see. My dad passed about 60, almost 70, like 68.
70, yeah.
But the reason he passed was he had a heart attack while on a motorcycle.
Oh God. Oh, God.
And clipped a car, which caused him to go flying.
Right.
So,
wow.
And I've actually used that example to people. Like, if he has a heart attack, and during the heart attack he has a car accident, what did he die of? A heart attack or a car accident? If he didn't have the heart attack, he wouldn't have had the car accident. If he didn't have the car accident, he would have probably survived the heart attack.
Yeah. So I say he died of both at the same time. Heart attack, crash. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same time.
So yeah.
You can use that excuse. Sure, it would work. Yeah.
It's why you always have like contributing factors.
Attributing factors, yes. Absolutely.
I mean, technically, as far as death, his cause of death was cranial blunt force trauma.
Oh God. Yeah, so they didn't take into account that. Oh, by the way, his heart stopped. Then he had the force trauma. Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry that happened.
I'm able to laugh about it because my dad wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Well, I
plus it's been a few years.
Right. Well, I do have one friend who lost his mother last year, and that's it. He has no dad. Even his stepdad is not even doing well. So basically, he says, "I don't have a dad or a mom anymore." So he's suffering through that. My wife lost both her parents at a very early age, so it really hasn't affected her much, since she lost them both within an 11-year span of time. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, my mom passed about 10 years ago. My dad about 5 or 6 years ago. So, yeah, technically I'm an orphan.
Yeah. I just feel badly about it. I mean, I'm glad, I'm very glad that my parents are still around, but, because my mom is 78 and my dad's 80. Oh, we lost PC.
What were you trying to say, Positive Candor?
No, we just lost him.
Oh, I thought he was trying to say something.
I thought he was, but I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Maybe he was just trying to say goodbye. If you were trying to say goodbye, sorry, we didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, PC. I did ask him. I said, "Do you want me to call you Positive Candor, or do you want me to call you and shorten it and go by PC?" And he says, "Oh, PC is fine, Mikey." I said, "Oh, okay."
I call them all three. PC, I call them PC, Candor, and Positive.
And Positive.
It just depends on what words I'm saying next.
Right. Well, when I talk to him, it's like he comes to my webcam shows, Monday through Thursday in the afternoon when he can make it. And when I see him, I say, "Oh, hey, PC." And he says, "Hi, Mikey." And so he accepts that already as PC. So I don't know. It's hard for me to always say Positive Candor or Candor or how I pronounce it. So
see, I don't have a problem. I just prefer people calling, if it's my persona online, it's just Vile. That's all you need to call me, Vile.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
But you don't mind me calling you Mike, right? Because I go by Mikey.
Oh, no. But I know some people are like, "Well, Michael." And it's like, no.
Oh, no.
My online persona is Vile Mike. It's an exaggerated form of my actual personality.
Yes. Well, that's, Suzanne, who loves me unconditionally, says that she prefers Mikey over Mike or Michael. because she had a terrible experience with previous mics, which I won't go into. But Michael is like the only time I think she'll ever call me Michael is the same way my mother will do it if I'm in trouble. Then she uses my full name.
Are you not listening to me?
Or if I'm not listening to you, right, baby? Exactly. That's why I try to listen to you. Silly. Anyway, yeah. So if they use my full name, my parents, I'm in trouble. Yeah, that's the only time I know. It's like, yeah. Otherwise, you shorten my name. Oh, hey, Stormtrooper. Well, you do know that Stormtroopers can't shoot straight. You do know that, right?
Well, they seem to be doing just fine in Los Angeles and San Diego right now. They're just using rubber bullets.
Yeah, rubber bullets. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're also in Phoenix and Tucson, but Tucson especially because it's very close to the Mexican border. Some people don't remember this, but Tucson is less than 20 miles from the U.S.-Mexican border, and there are a lot more protesters down there.
I live less than 10 miles from the border.
You are literally 10 miles from the border?
Yeah,
wow.
Less than that, wow. I think.
Less than that. Wow.
I believe you're like doing a straight shot. Do you know where Mission San Diego is? Like if you were to look on the map?
Yeah,
Mission San Diego de Acala. The first mission ever built by the Jesuits, or not the Jesuits, the
Franciscans.
Thank you, the Franciscans.
Mm-hmm.
I live about half a mile from that mission.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So you can look there and you see where the border is.
Right. So they have a similar. Have you ever been to Arizona yourself?
Oh, many times. My sister lives in Virginia. One of my sisters lives in Tucson.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you know about San Xavier del Bac, right? That big mission there?
Not as much because I'm more familiar with the California missions.
Okay. Yeah, well, they have a similar mission in Arizona called San Xavier del Bac, which is just outside of Tucson. Yeah. And that's a big mission. That's similar to the California missions. But there were some built by Jesuits too. There were Jesuits, there were Franciscans. The one that you mentioned.
Yeah, but I think the Jesuit weren't the Jesuit ones like in like South America?
They were more like South America. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they were what do they call it? Latin America. They were more like Latin America, South America.
If Mrs. Vile was available, she could tell us a lot more. She knows more about that stuff than I do.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think we're right, though. The Franciscans are the ones that built most of the California. I know they built the one in Tucson, or outside of Tucson. The box. I know they did that one. So. Yeah. And there's a Civil War battlefield out there that's just north of Tucson before you get to Phoenix. And it's a little town called Picacho. Picacho. And every March or April of every year, they reenact the Battle of Picacho Peak. It's the furthest west of the Mississippi, the furthest Civil War battle or skirmish or whatever they call it. And it is categorized in Bruce Catton's American Civil War. It's categorized. It's there. Yeah, it's the furthest west of all the other battles that were fought back in the East and South. And
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I might look it up.
Yeah, look it up. It was the battle was fought in 1862. It was between members of John C. Fremont's what they called California Column and a couple members of Kirby Smith's Confederates came out of Texas. And what really happened was there was like 3 of Kirby Smith's soldiers were sitting around a campfire, and they got surprised by some scouts from the California Column. There was a brief skirmish that ensued. 3 people died from the Union side. No casualties from the Confederates. It kept the Confederates in charge of Tucson, which Tucson was only a village at the time. So basically that was still considered New Mexico territory because it wasn't Arizona yet. But it was 2 privates and a major that died. The 2 privates were interred and taken to the Presidio in San Francisco and reburied. And the major is out there right now in an unmarked grave, which is part of the Southern Pacific Railroad. So if you hear the railroad going by, out there somewhere is his unmarked grave. They buried him out there. He wanted to be buried out there. So, yeah.
He wanted to, or they just buried him?
Yeah, no, he wanted to, but he said he didn't want to go back to it. So they decided to bury him. I don't think he really had choice in the matter, but they buried him out. He's out there. But yeah, between March and April of every year since, they've had a reenactment of the battle. My parents took me one time, and we watched the battle. It lasts for like less than 15 minutes. It's a brief skirmish, couple of grape shot, that comes out and, across the desert, takes out a few, cacti and everything like that, sorrel cactus, whatever. And the three guys that die initially all died, as soon as they charged, but they got repulsed and, beaten back because Kirby was coming up and the California column hadn't fully got there yet. So they only had their scouts. So, yeah. It's really cool. I got to see a New York.
I'm surprised more Texans don't try to bring up the fact that in the one battle where California fought Texas, they won.
Yeah. Yeah.
God dang it.
My cat.
My phone fell asleep.
But where was that? Where was that in Texas? Was that I should know this. I know it's not Val Verde because that was in New Mexico. There's a battle there too. But that California and Texas. Where was that? Was that along the Rio Grande River?
No, because I have no idea. I mean, I've never even heard of them battling before. You just mentioned it, so
yeah. Well, as far as I know, they, Pacho Peak was just one. Like I said, it was just a skirmish. But then they fought more around different towns in New Mexico, and one of them was called Val Verde. That was a bloody battle. That one. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few mentions there, but in the surrounding area. But I just thought, when I was growing up and I took a Arizona history class, that just tells you how far education has come. This was in high school and my sophomore year, and they mentioned the battle for the first time. I said, "Oh, that's interesting. I never knew they had a Civil War battle that went that far, but apparently they did." So. Yeah, it kept the Confederates, in possession of New Mexico territory for at least the next 3 years, and then with the surrender and everything, at Appomattox. So, yeah. Interesting. Bushwhackers, all sorts of, what they call the low level scum, cowboys back then in the Wild West. A lot of them came out from the Civil War, and a lot of them were badass people, man. Yeah, they were bad.
Well, one of the things that I was just watching kind of a documentary about the cattle cowboys that would do the cattle drives from Texas up to the cities in the Mideast or Midwest. And what's funny is the documentary was like 10 years old or like maybe even 15 years old. So it's not recent at all.
No.
But one of the things they literally mentioned on it was, a lot of the cowboys who were working back then were only from the ages of 18 to 25. And most of them were illegal aliens. They would come across the border illegally to work these cattle drives, and they'd go back home it was part of the migration cycle, and I'm just laughing my head off hearing about it because I'm like, apparently, even 150 years ago, we were still relying on illegal labor.
Yeah. Well, if we didn't have those Chinese, labor workers that they hired to build the railroad, we wouldn't have had a railroad. So, across the country. So thanks a lot to the Chinese that we, conscripted and used to build a damn railroad across the United States. Yeah.
I know a lot of people
By
are
the way, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know a lot of people are like, we shouldn't be talking about this. This is a bad part of American history. It's like, no, it's still American history. It's still important. And these people not talking about their sacrifice would be more of an insult than anything else, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of the railroad, when I went up through Utah with my family, we did get to see Promontory Point where they had the golden spike and everything in there. And just briefly, we just passed through it. But yeah, it's just amazing it's just amazing how far the United States has come. Oh, wow. Look, Deadpool Wolverine. Yay.
Deadpool and Wolverine socks.
What are those, underwear or socks?
Socks.
Socks, okay. Oh, yeah, socks. Okay. How much does those run you?
I paid about $3. I'm going to probably ask around somewhere between 5 and 10.
Yeah. I wonder how much money that movie's made now. We own it. We have the DVD. But I'm curious how much Deadpool Wolverine's made so far already.
I do not know, but I'm probably going to be heading out soon. I got a couple more things I'm going to take pictures of.
Yeah.
Including
Grand Theft
more Grand Theft Auto. Oh, yeah. I picked up Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy for the Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
I've been playing it since I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
About it. Yeah.
It's bringing me back, and it's okay. You want to know something that makes me feel kind of bad, considering I played this game when Caddy was a little kid.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It is now a longer distance of time from when Vice City was made to now than it was from the 1980s when the game takes place to when the game was made.
Wow. So they extended the time frame. Okay.
Yeah, so that means if you were to set a game in the same distance of time, 1984 to 2004 when the game came out, that 20-year gap. If you were to set a game made today in the same time frame, it would now be 2004.
Yeah, it would. That's true.
That blows my freaking mind. I feel old.
Too. Yeah. Oh, speaking of old, dude, they just premiered the teaser trailer for Spaceballs 2 or Spaceballs the sequel. Did you get to see the rapid trailer? Holy fuck, dude.
Someone sent it to me.
I was laughing my ass off. I was like, he says it's taken 38 years. And he says, oh, and by the way, there's all this franchises and all this and that and the other thing. I couldn't stop laughing, dude. It was hilarious. And I said 2027. And I'm thinking, okay, if Mel makes it that far, and there's pretty good reason to say he will, he'll be 101 years old when he does it. If he decides to do yogurt again. And he truly will be, you know what I mean? Yogurt.
Yeah.
At 101. That is insane. And he's already 91.
I will look forward to it. Yeah. If they call it Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, I realized at the time it was supposed to be a search for Spock joke,
Yeah,
and I don't think it's gonna. People won't realize it, but at this point they still just have to call it that, right? They have to.
they have to. Yeah. For now, well, okay. For now, according to the teaser, he's calling it Spaceballs the sequel. But if he decides last minute he's going to change it, call it Spaceballs: The Search for More Money, I'd go see that. I would, if he changes it. I mean, I'd go see it anyway, but I mean, definitely would want to go see it if he changes the name that he
Well,
talked about in the first one.
and do people not
Hey,
remember though that they did a Spaceballs animated show?
they did? I never recalled that one. When
Yeah,
did
it
they
was.
put that out?
Oh, it's God. It's got to be like 15 years by now, maybe 20.
Really? How long did it
Yeah,
last? Less than a season?
yeah, like one season.
Ah, Spaceballs, the animated series. Does that mean that Rick Moranis came back as Dark Helmet and used his voice?
No, I think no one came back to do their voices.
Ah, okay. So it was done by different people. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. Whoa, hey, hello. I can, when I like speed myself. Okay, here we go. All right, Spaceballs, the animated series, ran for one season, 2008 to 2009. The release date was September 21st, 2008. How would I not remember that? Because it's a day before my freaking. Oh my God, it was a day before my 43rd birthday. Jeez. Wow. Damn, how would I not know that? Yeah, the content rating was 16 plus TVMA or TV 14, and production began in early 2005 under the supervision of Brooks Films, which is Mel Brooks' company, MGM, and Berliner Film Company. But he reprised his roles as President Scrooge and Yogurt from the film.
Oh, he did? I thought he didn't.
No, he did. And let's see. Let me take a look at the cast of voices. Okay. He's the only. Yeah. Oh, and okay. Daphne Zuniga came back and voiced as Princess Vespa. Joan Rivers came back and voiced her role as Dot Matrix. Yeah, D. Bradley Baker did Dark Helmet, so Moranis did not come back for that.
Yeah, I knew that one at least. But
Yeah.
I'm shocked that anyone else came back other than Mel Brooks.
Oh, and Dom DeLuise came back as Pizza the Hut. He did do his voice as Pizza the Hut. So let's see that. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, not all of them. 3, 4. That's it. 4 cast members from the original movie came back to voice their same characters in the series for one season.
Yeah, but like how many? I think it was only like 12 or 13 episodes, right?
Yeah, let me see. How many episodes were there? Let's see now. Let's see. The pilot episode. Let's see here. Baseballs, the animated series. I'm trying to sound like him. Let's see here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're right, man. You're good. 13. The last one was called Spider-Mouth. And that premiered on March 1st, 2009. Marv gets bitten by a mutant space spider and becomes Spider-Mouth.
Yeah, I think I watched it on like HBO or Showtime or Cinemax, one of those television stations at the time.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
Well, it says here the release was in Canada, it was on the Super Channel, and in the United States, it was the G4 network.
God, I could have swore it was one of those paid for channels.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the series. The theme song, English. Yeah, let me. Okay, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to
Oh no,
read
I
through
could
it
be
here.
wrong, and I'll be. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna leave it like, oh no, how dare you call me wrong?
Oh no! No, that's what it says here. It's an adult animated television series that premiered in 2008 on G4 and Canada's Super Channel, and loosely based on the science fiction film parody Spaceballs. Each episode of the series parodied a different film or other aspect of popular culture, such as the Star Wars prequel trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, or the Grand Theft Auto video games. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I turned off the camera so I can start putting stuff away. My storage unit closes in about uh 1 hour, so I want to make sure I'm out of here before then.
Right. Yeah. So some of the promotional stuff was seen at the. It says here at the 2000. Of course, I'm reading from Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Some of it was seen at the 2007 Comic Con, and so they did a total of 13 episodes. That was it. So, and now G4 is, I think, a version of uh, Toonami, or I guess what they used to call Adult Swim. The G4, I think, is like what Adult Swim would have been like.
I honestly
Something,
don't remember.
yeah. You know, it was its own little channel. So, but I thought it was like an offshoot of the. Yeah, I thought it was an offshoot of the Toonami or the Cartoon Network G4, if I remember correctly. I don't remember it being part of HBO, but I know they showed Spaceballs on HBO a lot. You know that.
I just know
Yeah.
it's been a very long time since I've seen it.
Yeah. May the Schwartz be with you. Like I said, in this sequel of damn, I would be surprised if Mel Brooks actually walks on set, because he would be over 100 years old if he's doing this. That would be interesting too. Because if he's still alive and he pulls it off, he would be considered the oldest actor to ever appear in a film. He would have that distinction. He'd be all by himself. That interesting? Yeah. There we go. I'm gonna pull that out. Uh yeah, so I was, like I said, the first time I'd seen it and I was just laughing my ass off. I just thought, wow, and look at Mel Brooks. Man doesn't look 99. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm giving him a stereotype of how old he's supposed to look, or I don't know. I've rarely seen anybody at the age of 99. You know, Dick Van Dyke, 99 years old. And he's still jumping around like a Jiminy Cricket. Ah, there's a Disney reference. Yeah.
The oldest actor is Janine Farmer, 214.
114? What was her name again?
Jean Clement.
Oh, Jean Clement. Oh, okay. My wife, who's the researcher, looked that up. 114 years. Wow. Amazing. 114-year-old. What was the name of the movie, honey?
It's called Vincent and Me.
Vincent and Me. Oh, okay. Vincent and Me. Interesting. Hey, Daniel. Are you still here? Daniel's Hot Topics? If you're still here, you can click on Vile Mike's. Well, you don't have to wait till he gets back, but you can click on and wait in the background. He'll pull you up here if you want to join the panel. Yeah.
I don't know if you could hear me, but my phone fell asleep, so I didn't.
I can hear you
I
now.
joined where it left off
I
on.
couldn't hear you before.
What?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you before, Violet. Mike, I couldn't hear. Were you away? Yeah, you said you walked away, but I couldn't hear your voice till
No,
just
my
now.
phone fell asleep because I'm cleaning up before I leave.
Oh, okay. Your phone. Yeah. All right.
Because apparently the live streams aren't exciting enough for it right now.
Ah. Yeah. Well, I hope I didn't bring you down or anything.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
You just kept me company while I'm working.
Oh, cool. I like doing that. I saw you were on. And I said, "Oh, Vile's on. Cool." Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like lately I've been hanging around with well earlier today I was on two different streams. I was with Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, one of my best friends, and then afterwards my other friend Sifdan did his popular sci-fi discussion about shows and things like that. And we also do a watch party, and we watched A Taste of Armageddon from the original Star Trek series.
Is that one of
It's
the
good.
ones that I've already done a review on? I can't remember.
Okay, it's about the planet called Aminiar 7, and then the Vendikar, the other planet Vendikar, and they
Oh, okay,
do
yeah. Me and
a
Caddy
war
were
by
on that one.
yeah, they do a war with computers and stuff instead,
Yeah.
and then people die, they send them out in the disintegration booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that, then we reviewed it, and then we always do a poll, and the poll we do is the one we did today was 7 races that will never ever join the Federation, and yet they put the Borg at number 2, and they should have been at number 1, and they put this group called the Ceruleans. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That was a woke poll. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
what's funny about that is what did Star Trek Picard do? They literally had some Borg join the Federation.
Yeah, yeah, of course, 7 of 9.
No, I'm talking about the good Borg from the second season of Picard.
Oh yeah, that one Borg. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The one where the doctor ended up being the Borg queen for that group.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, I only did get to see 3 episodes of Picard involving the Borg, and I got to see their final battle with the Enterprise D. They dragged out of mothballs. Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
Yeah, that
anyone
was
who
fun.
hated that final battle with the Enterprise D, and they're like, well, the Enterprise D never flew around like that. Yeah, that's because we never had the opportunity of seeing it fly around like that, except for in the Dominion War. It's
Right?
fine.
Yeah. Right. So we never, I mean, come on. The only person that could pull that off was Data. That's it.
And it still
And
worked for the story, so stop complaining.
right. I mean, they're giving him these looks. It's priceless. Deanna Troy and Crusher, Beverly Crusher are giving him the looks of like, you have got to be freaking serious. You can't be freaking serious. You're not going to fly this thing, through it. And he did. And he did. They should have anticipated that. I mean, look what he did when the Borg tried to take over the Enterprise E in First Contact. Look what he did there. That they underestimated Data. That's the thing I was really upset about, is they always underestimated Data. Like, even when he took over the Enterprise to go back to his creator, soon, and he's and Lord's there. I mean, they should have known better. They and what was it? Yeah, it was Insurrection. Okay, how lame is this? You have Worf beaming on board this thing that Data's flying, can outfly you anywhere, but you get Worf up there, and you put them together like a coupling, which is stupid, and then you have him go up there, and he's going to knock out Data with a beep like thing because Data comes right at him to hurt him. And he knows, that Data's beaten up Worf before.
Yeah.
Beat him to a pulp. Beat him to a pulp. So I like, oh, come, that's lame. Come on, you just knock him out with a, yeah. Oh, come on.
Well, at least they had a scientific reason as to why Worf was able to beat Data. Because Data was damaged, and because they had a little trick up their sleeve that basically was his off button, remote off button.
Right. I understood the reason, but I'm just saying it just felt empty. It was like, come on,
I thought it was funny.
Data, oh, it was funny, but why didn't you give Data a chance to at least sock Worf in the head or something and knock him back or something? I would have expected a little bit more than a beep. And
Probably because at the time both of them were in their 50s.
Okay, but that should be no excuse. Come on. You could have used stunt doubles then. You could have had body doubles or stunt doubles walk in. As dressed like them.
They had enough stunt doubles.
Yeah, I know.
Go and as much as I hate Insurrection, it has one of my favorite commentary tracks where it has Jonathan Frakes and Mirta Cyrus doing a commentary. Go watch it. It's funny. Those two are funny as all hell because the stuff they get wrong about Star Trek, considering they were in Star Trek, is funny to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, and next time, don't let Deanna Troi fly the Enterprise. That's probably why Data did it in Picard. Because he saw what Deanna did to the previous Enterprise before they had to rebuild it. Yeah. On Fruity and 3. Oh, I know it's like a 2-line word, but wording, but still when you hear Dave go, oh shit, you're like, oh yeah, there we go. Now he's becoming more human. He said, oh shit, and then the whole thing goes kablooey, and yeah. Wow. I miss those some of those great movies and series. We were talking about that too. We said that we pretty much think all of the Star Trek series died after Enterprise in 2005 ended.
Well, see, I might like them.
What's that?
Lower Decks is freaking awesome. Prodigy is great for what it is.
Okay.
Picard has its ups and downs.
Right.
Strange New Worlds, I just can't really get into too much, but I don't hate it. Mm-hmm. And while Discovery is certainly the worst of them all,
yes,
we wouldn't have modern Trek without it, so I got to give it props for that.
Oh, okay. I could probably side with you on that, sure, but all I know is I watched the first 3 episodes of Discovery, and I thought I was seeing a shit show.
Well,
and
Discovery.
I said, what happened? No, because I was saying to myself, what happened to my Star Trek? I mean, Enterprise wasn't the greatest series, but at least it had some its own moments. Of course, the closing episode. Come on, Troy and Riker in a freaking hologram. Come on, you couldn't do much better than that.
Okay, yeah. Let's face it. As bad as Discovery is, the series finale of Enterprise is still worse.
Yes, on that I agree with you. It's still bad because that for me was the worst way you could. Hi, babe. That was the worst possible way you could finish 4 years of Star Trek. By having them in a freaking hologram.
And not only that, harkening back to an episode in season 3 or 4 of Next Generation.
Command, yeah, with Admiral Preston, right? With the decision
Yeah.
making. Yeah.
The only thing I don't get about Star Trek, the boldly go where no man's gone before, but every time it gets there, there's someone waiting there.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What did she say?
Oh, Suzanne said, why do they always say where no man has gone before? But when they go to this place where supposedly no man has gone before, there is somebody waiting for them. There's always some alien or some other crap. Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always something waiting, always there. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Uh, well, as for my channel, see, like right now, I'm reviewing each Tuesday. I'm reviewing one episode of TOS, going through all 79. But I'm trying to decide after I'm done with that if I should go start back just with Enterprise, and then go after I've already done TOS, go to TAS and do the animated series, and I'm trying to follow a chronological time here frame. Then after TAS, there was James Cawley, who did his fan film series, New Voyages, Star Trek New Voyages. He did 10 episodes of that, and that's supposed to be 10. That would have been phase 2 if Roddenberry had lived. And that would have been like, season 4 in space, of the 5-year mission. And then after he was done, Vic Mignogna came up with his Star Trek Continues, and he ran that for 11 episodes. And that, according to Rod Roddenberry Jr., Eugene's son, said, yeah, that should be canon. So he, that would have been the 5th year in space. And what's ironic, even more ironic, is after the final episode, it's called The Boldly Go Part 2. So before that's over, Kirk is standing there on a platform in his complete outfit that came from Star Trek, the motion picture. So he's talking to the crew. He's becoming an admiral of Starfleet operations, and he has before he goes to his new position, he goes to have dinner with McCoy, and they're planning this dinner with McCoy and Spock. And Spock has already, like, he lost a friend. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it yet, but he lost a friend during the continuous episodes. And so because of the loss of that friend of his, that's why he decided to go to Vulcan and take the Kulinar test, the tested thing to, purge all of his remaining emotions. And then McCoy was tired of all the death and everything he'd seen over the 5-year mission. So he tells Kirk that he's going to retire. But then we all know what happened with the motion picture. And he said, Admiral Magura, go to this little loophole thing that got me back. Yeah, and hired me back. And I was like, yeah. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, continues at the very end, leads right into the motion picture of the original cast.
I know I've seen some of those episodes, but there was so much gap time in their production that I kind of stopped watching.
Yeah.
I think at one point they were only making like one episode every 2 years.
Was it every 2 years or every couple months?
I remember at least one of them. There's at least a year-long gap in there, and that's why I stopped watching, I think.
Yeah. That's pretty cool that you have a storage unit of your own that you can broadcast from.
Well, I'm just glad. Literally, there's a cell tower within 100 feet of my storage unit.
Nice.
I gotta put the code in to leave. Hold on.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. Are you taking a bath, babe?
Oh. And now I get to do. Remember, I've been streaming now for almost 2 hours. I was at the storage unit for a lot longer before that.
Right.
But while I'm at the storage unit, I can't smoke.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a single cigar, and then I will head home. and I'll end the stream.
All right.
And of course, oh, and then my phone just fell.
Whoa. Yeah,
So-
you just went up down. Wait, did you just have a crash? No. That would have
course,
been
bro.
interesting. Ah.
Of course,
Yeah.
I have my cigars in the back, so hold on.
Of course. All right. If anybody else is still watching, please don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels, Vile Mike's channel, Mikey Sue's 4 channel. Make sure you hit the like button for Vile Mike, and don't forget to share the stream, and also don't forget to do the notify bell, that little ding 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 thing, so that you can be notified of any future streams, whether they're live stream or webcams, anything like that,
Or
podcasts,
shorts or videos, yeah.
shorts, videos, anything. Yeah. Yeah. I just advertised both our channels. There we go.
Oh, I can also hold on. I didn't, despite being at the storage unit for almost 2 hours streaming there, I didn't do a single one of these. So hold on. Let me go to my media assets.
Yeah.
Avoid super battle droids, but not the super deals at SDGameSwap.
Avoid super battle droids.
That's why it has the super battle droid from the episode that he was in.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I chose that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that was Bernard Bolin who does Mandalorian, huh?
Yeah, he was in The Mandalorian. He plays the Mandalorian's dad in 2 episodes.
In 2 episodes.
So,
nice.
Since he recorded that for me, I had to use the super battle droid from the episode he was in.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, you're more detailed on that than I am. I'm still learning. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Daniel's Hot Topics. He said hi, bud, and then he just disappeared.
Maybe, I'm surprised Eliu didn't come up. He said he was cooking, but that was 2 hours ago, dude.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Night Breeze. Yeah. Kind of surprised, too. Yeah. Well, I hope I didn't scare them off or anything. Like I said, I just came from to come to join you. Before that, I came from another stream with Sifan, and that lasted almost 3 hours. So that was like a 2-hour stream, and I think Charlotte's was almost 2 hours. It was just over an hour long. So yeah, I'm so happy though. I when I say that I'm honored and blessed to be a part of someone's stream and a panel, even, I truly mean it. I truly mean it, because it means the world to me. It gives me something to do, which is a lot of fun, and I get to talk. I get to talk. My wife calls me a chatterbox, and she's right. I'm exactly that. It's everything that's in my head. All the nerdiness I've had over the years, and everything I've watched and everything I've seen.
Tomorrow morning, I have the CNA stream at 7 o'clock. Or sorry. The CNA stream is at 8 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, before that, I do a new stream now called Pre-Show Politics.
Pre-Show Politics, okay.
It's so we can vent about all the political stuff before the CNA stream, so we can leave the CNA stream to just nerdy shit.
The nerdy shit. Good, yeah. So,
because
is that,
the CNA...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Mike.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, I was just going to say, it was because the CNA stream getting more and more political.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I didn't want it to be, so that's why I created this pre-show politics, so we can vent about it beforehand and then get it over with.
Cool. Yeah. What time? You said 6 o'clock your time? Tomorrow?
It's between 7 and 7:45 usually for the pre-show politics.
Right.
And then the CNA stream is from 8 till 10 usually.
And you're doing that when? Sunday or Monday?
It's always on Sundays.
Always on Sundays. Okay.
But it's in the morning, not at night.
Oh, not okay. So yeah, where are you at now?
I'm
What time
I'm in California, so when I say 7 p.m., that's 7 a.m. That's if you're on the East Coast, that'd be 10.
Yeah, right. So right now for you it's 7:26 p.m. and here for me it's 10:26 p.m. Oh my god, it's almost 11. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So Monday, if you want to come by the stream, the chat, we're celebrating my wife's 59th birthday, but we're gonna make her a female, you know, Jack Benny. So we're gonna make her 39. Okay, for for the day. Uh, That's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. your time on Monday. I don't know if you're working or not, but if you want to come by the chat, you're more than welcome, sir.
Do you have Blue Sky or Twitter?
I just recently reopened uh, my channel on Twitter, but I don't use it very often.
All right, I've
But I
got
just
2
reopened
Twitter
it.
accounts. One is Vile_Mike, or at Vile_Mike.
Yeah.
That's the one I do for all the. That's the one I. It's kind of like a backup account. It's where I get to say the stuff I want to say sometimes.
Okay.
The other one is at SDGameSwap. That's the business one. That's where I post my daily videos or the shorts I do. Not every day. Like I didn't do one today, but during the week I usually post 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 shorts throughout the week. But I post those to the Twitter or to the at SDGameSwap. So that's the more family friendly version of me now.
There we go. Well, I'll certainly try to reach you tomorrow to catch a watch of your whichever stream I get a chance to see. Like I said, tomorrow is Father's Day. I gotta call my dad because obviously he's still breathing, and I want to make sure I get a chance to say something to him before he leaves the mortal coil, so to speak. But I've set myself to where Sundays I don't do much. I don't do any streams of my own or anything. I give it as like my personal, God built, the entire universe in 6 days and rested on the 7th day. So for me, it's Mikey's 7th day rest. But I will try to catch your things in the morning. So that would be, you said between 7 and 7:45.
What's funny about that is, well, not funny. I'm personally a non-believer, but I am a minister for the United Church of Bacon out of Nevada.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it's an actual church. But the whole joke of it is the only way you can marry somebody in Nevada is if you're part of a religious clergy.
Right.
So the Church of Bacon was created mostly just to have a secular way of marrying people.
Nice.
So
I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, but my wife is what at one time they would have called a circuit preacher, but she is an actual minister of the Universal Life Church. And what's even more amazing is that my mother, who was a Protestant before she married my dad, who's Catholic, she recognized the Universal Life Church. Said, "Oh yeah, the Catholics love the Universal Life Church members. They get along perfectly with them." And she can do all the same things. She can conduct weddings, funerals. She can speak, on a podium, things like that. Marriage counter things like that. So, yeah, Suzanne can do all that. Yeah. And if they need her for last rites,
the state of California doesn't require you to be a member of a clergy. I'm just a licensed justice of the peace for the state of California. But those are the only 2 states where I can legally marry someone is Nevada and California.
In California, where she can marry it, she's allowed to marry any persons anywhere, not just Canada, but she can do it in the United States or anywhere else, as long as the Universal Life Church members are present. So, yeah, she can do that too. No, I know 2 ministers. That's great.
I'm not sure about that because I know, like California, you can, if you're a justice of the peace for the state of California, you're only a justice of the peace for the state of California.
Right.
So I don't know if you have to get sign some sort of paper, because remember, technically a wedding is a contract between the state and two people, not anything else really.
Sure.
Legally speaking.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, I think that she's more, like I said, because she's based with me here in Toronto area. We're in a suburb called Scarborough. So if she stayed in this area, she is legally allowed to marry people in this area in Ontario province. Yeah. So yeah, she has that.
Now, I've never actually had the opportunity of marrying people. What was kind of a dick move on their part. My cousin didn't even invite me to their wedding.
Yeah.
My youngest cousin on my mom's side. Because I'm a non-believer.
Right.
But then the priest that they wanted to have come by got delayed. His flight got delayed. So they needed somebody who could legally marry somebody on short notice. So that they called me up saying, "Hey, we didn't invite you to the wedding, but we need someone to marry us real quick. Can you come by?" And I'm like,
"Wow,
you dicks. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and come by." So I get there and, they're going through and saying, "Hey, we realize, you're like this and all, but we want the wedding ceremony to be religious. So can you just do it religious?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can do it." I get there. I'm all ready. Then the priest arrives.
Wow.
So they literally asked me to leave.
Right.
It's like, oh, now the priest was able to make it. So now we don't need you. So we don't even want you at our wedding.
Wow.
So it was like, while they needed me, they wanted me there. But as soon as they didn't, they were like, you can just fuck off. And then for my sister's wedding, the one that lives in Tucson, I was the backup minister for them. I was already an usher. But in case
kind of mean.
Well, no. It was
like,
but it was like, if the person couldn't show up, can you step up? And I'm like, that's fine by me. Yeah. Back when Lore Reloaded first proposed to the person he's not the one he's with now, but the one before that.
Yeah.
When they were talking about getting married in Vegas, I was like, I'll marry you guys. I can do it. So if that relationship had worked out, I could have married Lore Reloaded and his girlfriend at the time.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, Mike. Well, make sure you get yourself home safe, and I'm gonna head on out. So.
Well, let me go ahead. I started a CNA stream, but let's end it the way I end a CNA stream. Which one should we end it with?
Tell me.
Oh, you know what? With it being No King's Day, I say we should do the Klingon victory song. How about that?
Perfect. I'll go with that.
More singing, more voices. Hail the Klingons, hoorah!
Koi kelles puk lod, koi puk bek pu. Yakbo mafo jesu mi, se mak chume u. Masud manong e mafsho chu, ne beyin march of war ku. But my children's eljo please mak fam puma di me direct ma to talk to my level from a shoot talk ma o.
Buy something at SDGameSwap, or I'm going to put all of you in a cargo container and transport you to the Borg.
All right, I'll catch you next time, boss.
All right,
Later.
boss. Take care of yourself. Good to see you. Take care.